All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how to do the the StatDisk Assignment number 2 using a sample StatDisk Assignment number 2 that I have here. Okay, in this sample problem number 1, we're going to assume that boys and girls are equally likely and 100 births are randomly selected. Use StatDisk with n is equal to 100 and p equal to 0.5 to find p of x, so the probability of x, where x represents the number of boys among 100 babies. Okay? Now, suppose we want to find the probability of getting exactly 40 boys. That is, of course, piece of 40 mean the probability of 40 happening. All right, so here's where we use a StatDisk. In this case, I need to open up StatDisk. Okay. And click OK. And your screen will look like this. Now, we're finding probabilities here, and we're dealing with binomial, okay? Because we're dealing with boys and girls. There's only 2 outcomes, so that means we're dealing with a binomial distribution. So here to access that, we're going to go to Analysis, and then Probability Distribution, and then from there you go to Binomial Distribution. Now your screen is going to look like this. Okay, and now you're going to enter the number of trials here. In this case here, we're dealing with 100 births, so n is the number of trials that we're dealing with, so n is 100, so we're going to type in 100, and then go down to probability of success. You were told in that sample problem that p was going to be 0.5. We'll enter that. And what's left will be to click Evaluate. And it's going to be all of this right here. It's going to be a long probability chart. Okay. And we want the probability of getting exactly 40 boys. Okay. Now you can do one of two things. You can scroll down to the number 40, like I did here. Now the first column represents p of x, which is the probability of exactly whatever that number is, whatever that x value is. Probability of x or fewer, that's the middle column. That's going to be 40 or less. And then the probability of x or greater means the probability of 40 or more. The one that you want to look at is the one in the first column. That's going to be this number right here. Now, probabilities, we usually round off to 4 decimal places. So in this case here, the probability of getting exactly 40 boys from 100 births would be 0.0108. So here with our probabilities, we're going to round to 4 decimal places. Okay, now the other way, if you look up here, results for all values of x are provided unless you enter a specific value for x here. Here we're looking for 40. So I'm going to enter the number 40. Oops. And then I'm going to click Evaluate. And it's only going to give you that. And then you just read from the column that says P of x, because we're looking for the probability of exactly 40 boys. And again, that will be 0.0108. Okay. So that's how we do sample problem number 1. Now here's number 2. Assume that the probability of a boy is equal to 0.4964 and the probability of a girl is 0.5036, and that 100 births are randomly selected. Here you're going to use StatDisk to find the probability that the number of boys among 100 babies is A, fewer than 53, B, at most 40, C, at least 49, and D, more than 46. Okay? So I'm going to go back to my stat disk. Okay, and I'm going to go and close out this particular window. And from the beginning, you're going to go to Analysis, which is up here at the top, Probability Distribution, and again, we're going to do Binomial Distribution since we're dealing with a boy or a girl, only two outcomes, and that's going to be the screen of the window that you'll see. Okay, so we're talking about 100 births here, so your N is going to be 100. So up here where you have number of children, you'll type in 100. The probability of success. Now, the probability of getting a boy in that particular problem was 0.4964. Okay, so here you got 0.4964. You're going to type that in. Then you're going to click Evaluate. And again, your screen is going to look like this because here, this is just going to be everything from 0 to 100. Okay? Because we're dealing with 100 boats in this case. Alright, so to answer part A, I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint slide. We want the probability of getting fewer than 53 boys. Okay? Now, fewer than 53 means that the number 53 is not included. Keep that in mind. 53, fewer than 53, we do not include that number. So it's going to be strictly less than 53. So when we read off the stat disk, we need to find the number fewer than 53. And these are discrete numbers here, they're whole numbers, so we can't look at this row for 53. We have to look at the row above it, which is one less than that. That's 52. Now, fewer than, that means 52 or fewer. In this case, we have to look at this number right here. That's going to be 0.7163. Rounded to 4 decimal places. Okay? So fewer than 53, we have to look at the row that says 52 and then look at the column that says X or fewer, which will be 52 or fewer. And that will be your probability there, 0.7163. Okay? Now we're going to go to part B on the slide. At most 40. Well, at most 40 means no more than 40. That means 40 or fewer. Okay? 40 or fewer. So let's go back here. We're going to find the row that says 40, and here it is right here. Okay? So, we're going to be looking under the column that says X or fewer, so that means 40 or fewer. And in this case here, we're going to be looking at that particular probability right here. And that's going to be 0.0335 if we round that off to 4 decimal places. Okay? And then the next one says at least 49. Well, at least 49 would mean 49 or more, or 49 or greater. Okay? So going back to our StatDisk output, we're looking at 49 or greater. That means that 49 will be included. So here's 49 right here. Now we're going to look under the column that says X or greater. That means 49 or greater. and it's going to be, I'm going to go ahead and point to it. It's that number right there. It's going to be 0.5900. That's going to be the probability of 49 or more votes that are boys. Okay? And the last one, part D, more than 46. Well, if it's more than 46, that means the number 46 is not included. So we have to look at 47 or more, or in this case, 47 or greater. So going back to that, okay, we can't include 46. And if it's going to be more than 46, we have to look at 47 or more. Okay, so we look under the row that says 47 and the column that says X or greater. In this case, 47 or greater, and that probability value there will be 0.7348. 0.7348. That's the probability of more than 46. And the last one is this. The brand name of cookies has a 90% recognition rate. Suppose the owner wants to verify that rate by beginning with a small sample of 4 randomly selected consumers. And here you want to find the probability that none of the consumers recognize the brand name of cookies. The B part, find the probability that exactly one consumer recognized the brand name of cookies. And, part C, find the probability that the number of consumers who recognize the brand name of cookies is 0 or 1. Okay, so now let's start with the StatDisk, and I'm going to go ahead and close out this window here. Now again, we're going to go to, this time, analysis, which is up here. You're going to go to analysis, then probability distribution. Now, again, it's a binomial distribution because they either recognize the brand name or they don't. Okay. So here, the number of trials, which is going to be your N. Now, in this case, it's only going to be 4 because in the problem it does say the owner wants to verify that rate by beginning with a small sample of only 4 randomly selected consumers. So your N is going to be 4, so you type in the number 4 there. The success probability in this case is a 90% recognition rate. Well, 90% as a decimal will be 0.9. So I'm going to enter that in. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on Evaluate. Okay? Click on Evaluate. You're going to get this table right here from 0 to 4. And the first column is a probability of exactly X. The second column, the probability of exactly X, well, X or fewer, and then the probability of X or greater. That's the third column. All right, now we're going to use that table to answer the questions that are in parts A, B, and C. Going back to that. Find the probability that none of the consumers recognize the brand name of cookies. So here we're looking for the probability of exactly 0 people recognizing the brand name of cookies. So in this case here, going back to StatDisk, going back to that table, here's 0. And exactly 0 is this right here, that first column. So that probability of no one recognizing the brand name of cookies will be 0.0001. Okay? So that's part A. Okay, now part B, we're finding the probability that exactly one consumer recognizes the brand name of cookies. Okay? So I'm going back to StatDisk. Exactly 1. That's this row right here where the 1 is. Now, under the column where it says P of X, so here the probability of exactly one person recognizing the brand name of cookies, that would be 0.0036. Okay? And now to answer part C. Find the probability that the number of consumers who recognize the brand name of cookies is 0 or 1. Okay? Now, what you're going to do there is add the two probabilities together. So here I'm going to go over here. Okay? So, from the answers that were in part A and part B, you're going to simply add the two probabilities together. We found the probability of exactly 0 people recognizing the brand name. That was 0.0001. And this should read the probability of exactly 0 plus the probability of exactly 1. That's a mistake there. But the probabilities are correct. And the probability of exactly 1, that's going to be 0.0036. And then if you add those two probabilities together, you'll get 0.0037. Okay? Okay. That's how you would answer part C. You just simply add the two probabilities that were in parts A and B together. Okay? So this should assist you with completing the actual StatDisk assignment that is located in the MyLabs Plus system. And feel free to call me or email me if you have any questions about this assignment.